Cool. See you there.
Right, football news. And obviously, the massive news that's coming out of football is that Lionel Messi wants to leave Barcelona. Your thoughts, please, David?
What can I say that hasn't been said already? Besides from Lionel Messi is arguably the greatest footballer of all time. You could put that next to
Certainly of the modern age.
Players like
I don't
Pele
think anyone comes
and,
close, really, apart from Ronaldo, maybe.
Yeah, like Pele, Maradona, all those kinds of players. But I mean, based on Barcelona's form in the last few years, just scraping the barrel when it comes to what they should be at the level of. And
scraping the barrels of signings as well over the past few years.
And I think they signed Griezmann, and it seemed like he was underperforming. But yeah, I can imagine Messi must just feel like he's carrying the team a lot, especially with the defense as well, because I think the defense is really, like you could see in the Bayern Munich game, the defense was one of the biggest things that let the team down. It's not just that, but the news is that Ronald Koeman wants to get rid of Luis Suarez, Ivan Rakitic, Arturo Vidal, I think was another one.
To be fair, all of those players are quite old.
Yeah.
They're at least in their mid-30s, I want to say.
Yeah. I think only get rid of, I don't think just base age on it. I think base, if you see a player starting to slow down, by all means. But I think Luis Suarez has still got a fair bit left in the tank. Ideally, Messi still has got a lot in the tank as well. Like, he's still regarded as like the best footballer in the modern age, despite his age.
No, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I think Tottenham have been linked with Ivan Rakitic. So I don't know if he'd be able to fit on the team. I think we got plenty of midfielders anyway, so I'm not gonna. I wouldn't be bothered if we didn't sign him. He's a great player by all means, but I wouldn't be bothered. We got Lo Celso, we've got Dele Alli's brother, we've got Højbjerg, who we just signed, and those sorts of players. So I'm happy. Just make Dombele a bit better, and yeah, we're good to go. What about you?
He's 32, Rakitic, so he's not that over the hill. But no. I mean, I'd take him. I'd take any of Barcelona's rejects. I mean, let's face it, we're already buying Chelsea rejects. I think we should probably aim higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but yeah, I guess for the Messi situation, honestly, my feeling is it's just an empty threat to force the higher ups to act at Barcelona. I think Messi has a lot more power over Barcelona than people realize. Like he's basically a what's the word? It escapes me now. He's
a Kepa.
He's like a statue. He's an institution. That's the word. He's like an institution of Barcelona.
I thought you would have said ambassador.
Well, ambassador's a good word, but I think institution. He's been there for so long, and he's just dedicated so much of his life to being he loves Barcelona, right? I just cannot see him going to the Premier League.
Like the biggest speculation.
If the rumours are true that Man City are going to sign him, then I'm going to be very sad about that. That's just going to render a lot of the Premier League fixtures next year obsolete because we just will not be able to compete.
I don't know, because that's the question. How better would Man City be with Messi? Because I don't know. Most likely, if he went to Man City, probably take David Silva's position, because that's now vacant essentially. Because they've still Messi and Kevin De Bruyne side by side. That is going to be absolute
that's just
hell.
That and Sterling up front. That's just like
Sterling
and Aguero. They were literally, they'd be unplayable.
Yeah,
really, wouldn't they?
You'd have to find ways to exploit them, like especially in the defense. But
in all honesty, I don't think he's gonna leave Barcelona.
No.
I think it's honestly just an empty threat to make the board and the people, Ronald Koeman and people like that, to act and maybe dip their hand into their pocket and get some good transfers in.
Yeah,
but they are in debts of about 700 million, Barcelona. So it's going to be, they probably need the money. Like, if they sell Messi, it will probably be for a figure as high as that, just to clear their debts.
Do you think Chelsea are going to be in a similar situation with debt? Because like, look at the transfers they've made so far. Like spending
Oh,
50.
they've done some great business. Timo Werner and
Yeah, but they haven't like once said, "Oh yeah, we'll try and lower it or whatever." They've just
whereas we're picking the scraps
mm,
of the Chelsea midfield. Um,
we're just
although, yeah, I
poaching
mean,
other clubs, I say, essentially.
yeah, uh, yeah, I mean, it, it's difficult, really. We're supposedly going to sign this Gabriel fella from Lille, and Aubameyang is going to sign a new contract. But again, we haven't heard anything from either camp yet,
Hmm. I think
and I just can't see who else we're going to get in. Really, we've got the Community Shield today, I think, or tomorrow against Liverpool.
yeah,
I'm not really confident. To tell you the truth.
I don't blame you because I mean, although if it was anything like Liverpool up against who were they up against recently, and they drew 2-2, didn't they? Um, I think I don't think Liverpool should like they were insane last season. No, nobody can argue that. But there will come a time where a lot of the other players, a lot of the other teams will catch up to them because they'll be refreshing their squad. And Liverpool, either this season or the next, they do need to like kind of keep things fresh, and kind of like pick up the pace a little bit in terms of that because some players will be obsolete. I think they've just offloaded Lovren, haven't they?
Yeah,
So
that was a while back. I think he was very much over the hill
yeah,
in the eyes of Liverpool fans.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, it's going to be an interesting season, whatever way you make of it. Because
yeah.
there's I mean, obviously, considering the strange circumstances the world it finds itself in, there's obviously talk of season ticket prices and whether you know people will still have to pay to watch games,
Mm.
pay seating stadium prices to watch games and things like that, which it doesn't bear thinking about really.
Yeah, is there going to be a lot of price hiking for one?
Mm.
Um, or are you going to team out to help out or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah.